Imagine having the perfect clue. I'm talking crystal clear surveillance footage of a killer right in the act. Now, what if that perfect clue solves absolutely nothing? Today, we're going to dive into a murder case that is completely cold, a true mystery hidden in plain sight. And this is the question, the one at the absolute heart of this entire investigation. We are looking right at the killer, and yet we see absolutely nothing that can identify them. So, let's break down what the camera actually saw. So the video shows someone decked out, head to toe, in this police-style SWAT gear. There's even a vest that says police on it. Every single identifying feature, face, hair, build, is totally hidden. But here's where it gets really weird: the way they walk. It's this distinct, kind of strange, lumbering gait with their feet pointed way out. And this person is wandering around a church at 3:50 in the morning, breaking glass, prying open doors, but they don't actually steal anything. Super odd, right?
So this figure wasn't just there randomly. It really looks like they were waiting for someone. And tragically, their path was about to cross with a beloved member of the community who had no idea what was coming.
And that woman was Missy Bevers. She was 45, a mom to 3 girls, and a super popular, high-energy fitness instructor there in Midlothian, Texas. Everyone who knew her said she was just this ball of positive energy. So on this Monday morning, she was all set to lead her 5 a.m. boot camp class. But, there was a big thunderstorm rolling through. So she moved the class inside to this local church. Just a simple change of plans, something she'd done plenty of times before. And lucky for the investigation, but so chilling, the church's security cameras caught pretty much the entire sequence of events. When you look at the timeline, you realize just how tight this window really was. Okay, so check this out. It all goes down in about 90 minutes. At 3:50 a.m., our mystery person gets into the church. For the next half hour, they just prowl the empty hallways. Then at 4:20, Missy shows up and starts bringing in her equipment. And after that, silence. By 5 a.m., her students walk in and find this awful crime scene. The killer is long gone. From the moment Missy arrived to when she was found, it was less than 40 minutes. Unbelievable. Sometime in that short window, in those quiet church hallways, Missy ran into this person. Now, police have never released the footage of the actual attack, but we do know that she died from multiple puncture wounds to her head and chest in a really brutal attack. You think with that video, this case would be solved pretty quickly, right? Well, the investigation that followed was just full of these frustrating paradoxes. In fact, the evidence that should have cracked the case wide open actually became the biggest problem.
So that brings us to the big question. With the killer right there on camera, a clear timeline, and a known location, how on earth has this case stayed unsolved for almost a decade? Well, the answer really comes down to 3 huge, baffling dead ends. All right, dead end number 1. Who is this person? At first, police thought, okay, tactical gear, probably a man. But then they looked closer at that walk, that funny gait, and thought, could that be a woman? In the end, forensic experts basically threw up their hands. The gear is so bulky, it's impossible to tell gender, height, weight, anything. The killer is, for all intents and purposes, a ghost on camera. Then there's dead end number 2, this mysterious car. About 2 hours before the attack, cameras in a nearby lot caught this silver Nissan Altima, or something that looks like it, just driving erratically. Circling around, flashing its lights. Just bizarre behavior. Police have been desperately trying to find the driver ever since, but they've never tracked them down or even been able to prove it's connected to the case at all. And that brings us to dead end number 3, the motive, or the complete lack of one. Investigators just kept hitting brick walls. Was it a robbery? Nope, nothing was stolen. What about her husband or father-in-law? Both had ironclad alibis. They were out of state. They even looked into some creepy messages Missy had gotten on LinkedIn, but they were untraceable. You see the pattern here? Every single potential path just fizzled out. So, here we are, years later. Thousands of tips have come in, countless hours of investigation, and still, that figure in the tactical gear is just a shadow hanging over this whole community. And they are still trying to solve it. To this day, there's a $150,000 reward on the table for any information that finally leads to an arrest. And it's not for a lack of trying. Think about it. Over 3,000 tips have poured in and been thoroughly investigated. And after all of that work, there has never been a single arrest. One commentator summed up this case perfectly. They said the killer, quote,
executed a plan with chilling precision and walked away, leaving behind a perfect clue that has solved absolutely nothing. And that's really it, isn't it? That video is both everything and somehow nothing at all. Which leaves us with this one final, really haunting question. What happens when your best piece of evidence is actually the perfect disguise? It's the ultimate mystery, hidden right there in plain sight.